Okay, it's 8:37 a.m., 22nd of March 2021. Yesterday was an interesting day. I had keto the night before, and I woke up at 45 at 8:02, and I was, steadily dropping from before, but I woke up at 45, was 50 at 8:53. Hit 40 at 10:40 a.m., hit low at 11 a.m., and through this whole time, I am slowly drinking whiskey. Not eaten anything. So, no food from the night before. And I hit low at 11 a.m., and I stayed low all the way through about 9 p.m. So 10 hours. And I'm slowly drinking whiskey. I have had heavy whipping cream in tea. 235 to 250, I have 37 grams of heavy whipping cream in coffee, espresso. No change, still at low. I walk around outside, IDing plants, picking up a whole 300-gram bowl full of one plant. I've put videos for it earlier. Still no change. I'm walking around the house, cooking it, draining it, so on and so on. No change. Still at low. I don't know how low was, but it was reading low. And then I know what dinner is. It's pasta, and I have no appetite because whiskey kills my appetite, which is also why I drink whiskey. So I drink slowly because it takes care of my appetite. And now I know what dinner is, and I don't feel like eating it. So at 6:45, I stop the whiskey and I start a beer. I must have had 6 or 7 drinks of whiskey, and I start a beer, this is 6.5% and 16 ounces PBR black. So it's the equivalent of 2. So again, I drink slow. At 8:55 p.m., I am still at low, and I still don't have an appetite. That must have been a hint for me to not eat yesterday, except that, my wife was making pasta with asparagus, and the asparagus was fresh and so on, so I didn't want to miss it, even though I didn't feel like eating it. I thought I had to eat it. So I said, fine, I'm going to try eating something that really brings up insulin and brings up my appetite. So at 8:55 p.m., I'm halfway through the beer, which I've been drinking from 6:45. And I eat 3 Oreos. And even after eating the Oreos, I'm still reading low. But this has got about a 15-minute delay from when it hits my bloodstream. And from the time you eat it, it takes anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes to actually for the glucose to hit your bloodstream, and even a little longer for the wheat and baked products to hit your bloodstream. So it could take half hour to 45 minutes. And then at 9:07 p.m. I hit 40. At 9:17 I'm at 49. And then it basically I start eating, and it basically just shoots through the roof. It goes to, this is very interesting. I actually accidentally disproved something about what was, acknowledged as true. Okay, so I'm going to just read it off here, because I have eaten pasta. After pasta, I ate 2 slices of cheesecake. So plenty of sugar. Okay. And possibly even some high fructose corn syrup, though I don't know in what they would put the high fructose corn syrup. So that's kind of where my disproving of whatever is going. 9:17, 49, 56 at 9:22, 3 minutes later. 5 minutes later. 61 at 9:24, 79 at 9:32, 87 at 9:34, 2 minutes, 8 points. 9:36, 93, 9:37, 97, 9:40, 101, 9:43, 99. This was halfway through my meal, and I'm thinking this is where the insulin kicked in. Okay, so maybe my insulin gets triggered when I hit 100. I don't know, or maybe that was just the combination of foods I ate yesterday. There was plenty of cheese in the pasta. Pasta is, obviously carbs. Asparagus fried in oil, so there is some fat from that. And then red sauce with meat and Parmesan cheese on top of it. So 9:46, 98, 9:50, 104, 9:53, 106, 55, 110, 112 at 9:57, 10 o'clock, 119, 123 at 10:04, 121 at 10:12. I'm surprised it's getting down. And then it goes back up. 122 at 10:16. At 10:20 it's 124. 10:21 is 122. So it fluctuates a little bit. 10:24, 121. 10:27, 122. 113 at 10:46. And I go to sleep at that point. So I don't measure again until 4:39, where it's 99. 4:49, 10 minutes later, it is 107. That's when I hit the restroom, drink water, and so on. So walk around the house. That might be a couple of points, but 107 at 4:49. And this seems to be tied. This is that increase in the morning, or waking up high because I've missed where it dropped to 70 or 80. I don't know. Happens only when you eat fructose. It goes in your liver. It takes 6 hours for it to process, and it releases 6 hours later. And glucose tests they do only for 2 hours. So concluding that fructose has a glycemic index of 22 is completely wrong in my opinion, because it sits in the liver for a while and then it comes out 6 hours later. Glucose peaks and fructose peaks, I have noticed whenever I have this dawn phenomenon, they are very close. Foods usually have more glucose than they have fructose, because if it had sugar it is 50-50, but nobody eats pure sugar. You mix it with wheat flour, you mix it with other flours, so it is more glucose in any food item than fructose. You'd be hard pressed to find, maybe if you had soda that was done with nothing but high fructose corn syrup, might and if they use that 75% fructose corn syrup, you might hit more 75% fructose. Otherwise, no way you eat more fructose than glucose. So for the quantity of glucose, this peak of 108 for so 93 at 4:54, 96 at 5:01, 108 at 5:22, 102 at 6:50, 76 at 8:31, 81 at 7:53. I'm walking around here, so that's part of why it went up. 87, 83, 83, 83, 83, 83, and 83. I'm drinking tea with heavy whipping cream. So I think what I have accidentally disproved here is that glycemic index of glucose is 100. Glycemic index of fructose should not be 22. Glycemic index of fructose is nearly identical to glucose. It only hits 6 hours later. That's my accidental proof. However, the results of everything else was exactly as I expected. And I've known everything about what happened yesterday, just that 10 hours at low, in spite of 10 hours of low, 2 hours and 10 minutes into starting a beer is something remarkable. But I think it is because I just drink very, very slowly, and the carbs in the beer, as they process, they go in very slowly. The alcohol keeps the insulin. Alcohol doesn't have an insulin reaction. The insulin comes up just enough to keep the blood sugar out of getting detected. I think if blood sugar enters your bloodstream and insulin comes up relatively quickly, This thing wouldn't sense it because this thing has got a 15-minute delay, and I'm not continuously monitoring it. Maybe it spikes at one point and drops back. So I monitor it as often as I can. But okay, so that's the video I have. I think I accidentally found out that fructose is just as bad as glucose, or even worse, because it engages the liver. And someone else probably should do some experiments and find out if it's really the case or something else is happening. Fructose seems to be tied to the dawn reaction, especially if you have fructose at dinner, which means really whatever is in your liver is what is getting out in the dawn reaction, dawn phenomenon. So that's my conclusion. I always avoid fructose anyway. I avoid glucose as well, but you know, I don't have any real problems, so therefore I don't bother doing anything very drastic. So all right, thank you.